I am biting my tongue and grabbing my pen. How are we all doing this day? This April, I can't even remember, 2025. I'm here out in San Miguel de Allende doing a little drawing, having a beautiful latte, and I'm thinking about how much I have to bite my tongue these days. How about you? Huh? Muy buenos dias, everyone. Yeah, so I've been really, here we are in April, and looking at what's happening in the world, it's a little daunting just to see. I mean, I think forever and for always, it kind of like people remember where they were in pivotal moments, like the assassination of John F. Kennedy, September 11th, own your own personal pivot moments, like when I was hospitalized when I was 25. There are times in our lives, times in our world that we're going to always remember where we're at. And what they are saying already is April 3rd, 2025 is going to be one of those times in our lives that we're going to remember where we're at, and because it is going to be such a pivotal moment. But what does that mean? Well, who knows? I don't know what that means, but when you look out into the world and see everything that's shifting, everything that's tanking, everything that's going upside down, it's very, very, very disarming, right? And varying degrees of being disarmed, disoriented, and confused by the chaos. I think first and foremost, the chaos of that's being created in our world is, the chaos alone can just make us all sick and unable to function at a level that we may need to function at. So first and foremost, I hope that everyone is taking good care. I mean, yeah, I have this drawing community, and I like to encourage people to draw, and I want people to sign up for my drawing classes, come on my workshops, blah blah blah. And this is my how I roll, right? But first and foremost, I hope that everyone is taking good care, because these are really, really strange days. I don't think anyone is enjoying. I mean, even if we try to go out and do things and pass the time and gather with friends, there's this blanket of like, oh my God, who are we, and what is happening, right? And is my whole life that as I once knew it, and I'll speak as an American, there's just so many things about growing up in America as an American, sort of these like, just these things, I guess, that I have always felt about myself and my country that are all going up in smoke. There's been this arrogance around being an American. Funny sometimes how arrogant we are, obnoxious how arrogant we are, really, really embarrassing how obnoxious we are. And we have entered this phase where it's not only embarrassing, it's completely destructive, and it's harmful and hurtful and disorienting, right? So I've always been a pretty outspoken person. I mean, it's honestly why my mom didn't like me. I mean, she loved me, but she didn't really like me because I was always like, I was the one that wasn't afraid to talk about things. My brothers were like sports, weather, and traffic. That's what they all loved to talk about. Drink their beer and talk about sports, weather, and traffic. And I was always like, hey, why is dad why is dad passed out in the driveway, right? Well, you're not supposed to talk about that, right? Or anything like that. And so I was always the one that like, oh, Meagan, can't you just keep your mouth shut? Can't you just keep your mouth shut, Meagan? Why did you have to say anything, Meagan? And I don't know why I always had to say something, but it was just who I was, who I am. And, oh, by the way, I'm doing my drawing line warm-ups right now because it's a way for me to sort of soothe my anxiety, the anxiety that I'm feeling about being in the world right now, right? So, in this time of great confusion and transition, and the United States is switching into, it's becoming a country that's almost is it unrecognizable, or is it, given the fact that many Americans voted for this thing, it's not like it's completely shocking what the country is becoming because of who it has chosen to lead it, right? So it's not like this just happened all of a sudden. We've been sliding into this, right? And so how to, first of all, manage, how to handle, how to stay afloat. Who knows? I have no idea. Except that I know for me personally, I wrote about this week, I'm just trying to zip it. I'm trying to zip it. I'm trying not to be super opinionated about any of this because I think it's kind of dangerous to be super opinionated. And I come from a long line of opinionated people and, just kind of not really hesitating to express myself, right? And so, let me take a sip of my beautiful latte. I find myself in this era of chaos and confusion and utter transformation, right? I'm finding that I'm just I'm reminding and curtailing myself to be quiet. And look to the stars, right? Look to the moon, look to the stars. I look to moon magic and, okay, here she goes with the woo-woo. Yeah, I do. I'm going to the woo-woo because it is the thing that gives me comfort and it is the thing that is guiding me right now because there's 1.5 million things to comment on right now and there's 1.5 million things to be horrified by and 1.5 million things to for me, I could be saying 1 million swear words and 1 million angry words, right? Well, apparently and obviously we're in this era where that could really come back to bite you in the ass. And we don't even know in what ways, right? But we're hearing all kinds of horror stories of people having, situations at airports and border crossings and whatnot. I think it's more airports, right? Being questioned, being detained, being whatever, right? And so we're in this era of yes, free speech and social media where you have these channels to express yourself and say things 24/7. We also have access to news and information 24/7. I don't think our nervous systems were designed for that at all, to just be inundated with every bit of bad news, every bit of inflammatory story out there, right? So, it's overwhelming in the sense that we've always been, we're in this era, we're exposed to way too much. And and then having a social media platform, it's been curate your own voice, become your own brand, do your own thing. You have a platform, express yourself, be the brand, right? Oh no, you got to make Instagram reels. Oh, you got to be on Twitter. Oh, you got to do this. You got to make videos, and you got to dance, and you got to be choreographed, and you got to be, then you got to put a filter on because you don't look good enough as your own. You have to adjust it through AI, and then there's AI, and so then you don't even have to be on camera. You can just present a perfectly curated image of yourself or someone else, and you can make things up, and nobody cares because nobody cares if there's lies or misinformation because everyone is just flying by the seat of their pants, and including this government. They don't care anything about anything, and they're flying by the seat of their pants to do what? To destroy, distract, and defy. I don't know. It's hard to know. It's hard to know what's really happening because everything's happening so fast. So first and foremost, just do whatever you can to take care. Do whatever you can to take care because, I think we're in for the long haul here. And, are we going into a recession? Who knows, but probably. And just from what I've read, it's from anywhere from 6 months to 3 years where that could happen. So we're in this completely loud and obnoxious and destructive and disrespectful and chaotic era. We are in it. And then you throw in people, I know people who have COVID right now, and then there's bird flu, and there's all these other things that all by themselves are big happenings, and you throw them all in there with climate change and political BS and social issues and financial. I mean, is everyone going to be poor now? Oh my God, I don't think everyone is going to be, but what a stress that's going to be, right? If a lot of people lose their money and lose their jobs and anything, right? So first and foremost, we got to take good care. We got, I switched the focus, and I'm not marketing here, but I kind of am, and then I'll end with this. In my drawing classes, I picked a variety of subjects to draw and to kind of get lost in, and I was finding that I was kind of leaning towards doing some more political thing. Like, I personally like political cartoons, and I think I was encouraging that of the group. But in hindsight, I was realizing that, like, sort of suggesting and have them encourage, like, I was giving them a suggestion of a political situation and then asking them, like, do your own thing to it. And so people were, like, myself included, creating political figures in certain situations, but I could also see that it was really riling people up, myself included, right? Like, we were being triggered, right? We were being triggered because it's upsetting. It's upsetting that, like, people who have, like, the keys to the castle are destroying the castle, right? And so I decided that I'm going to change my tone here, change the prompts, and what I do is I do give empowering prompts, like queens and warriors and castles and fire-breathing dragons. It's not all Dungeons and Dragons, but it's like mythical, strong creatures, strong women, that kind of thing, right? Because I want to empower people to, like, feel like they have a way to get through this, even if they have to, like, slip into I am a princess or whatever it is, right? So that's how I'm encouraging not only, like, to take good care, but creatively to myself. I'm trying to be focused on the positive. How can I find a way? How can I navigate? How can I don't want to create more stress. I don't want to create more duress. I want to be a place of power, empowerment, calm, creativity, a safe creative space, because I think we need that now, because everything is being turned upside down. We have plenty of places to vent and be angry, but I want to create a space to be creative, to feel empowered, and to find your power. And that's what my drawing community is all about. I'm doing my lines here. I'm going to finish with my beautiful latte on this lovely Saturday morning. And I look forward to seeing all your drawings. And we're doing the continuous line people watching, which is it's super fun prompt, and I'm loving seeing what everyone is doing. Keep it up. I'll see you all next time. Take good care. Bye, everyone. Finish big with a heart.